Patio Talk. So you know how I was saying, my Carlo talk? I had Carlo talk. Anyhow, so like I was saying, I had Carlo talk, and I was mentioning about my ex-husband, how, you know, he comes back around with cancer and stuff like that. Long story short, let me rewind, okay? First of all, he wants to go ahead and say I kicked him out. We had a huge blowout, okay? And our lease was due, okay? He didn't tell anybody that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about leases due, and they wanted to raise up almost 2,000, almost 2,000, okay? On renting a house for 2,000. I don't even own it. I rent it at the time, okay? And he wanted to go ahead, we had a blowout talking. We were at each other's throat and everything. And during that time, there was a passing or whatever. There was a passing in his side and stuff like that, which I get it. I empathize and stuff like that. I sympathize and stuff like that. But my point is, on that part, we're having issue at home. And what does he do? Walks off. Disappeared. The silent treatment. Ignore my calls, ignore my texts. And then the lease is up. You actually thought that I was going to renew the lease there, trying to find something affordable, and then him bitching, not being involved like I needed him to be, because it was, he was saying all I did was nag and bitch and complain. Really? But then you want to go ahead and walk off, talk about it was a break. A break of what? A break of me bitching? That's not bitching. That's talking reality stuff. We're talking about what? Bills, bills that are due, everything that I'm doing. We're talking about what's coming up, real life shit, okay? Adulting. The man in his 40s, and he still can be adulting. He's unreliable, period, okay? So like I was saying, he comes back around months later, all right? Months later, talking about I got cancer. All right, he got through it. I was there for his surgery. I was there. Very sincere, okay? I sympathize. I love him, I care about him. I don't want nothing to happen to him. It's like Cardi B when she was talking about in that message, he should have died. I get so worked up about it. I get worked up about it because during the time of our marriage, during the time of our separation, and during the time of the divorce, because it's not like I wanted to get divorced. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to get divorced. I'm all for marriage and stuff like that, and you work it out. But he wasn't doing his part. It takes two, not one. It takes two. And he wasn't doing his part. He walked off like a little bitch. And then, he's over here like, when I talk like that, because I'm going to be upfront and I'm going to be blunt. And he's like, oh, I left out of my parents' house or my mom's house at 16. Because I busted out and said, your mom didn't show you well. And he was like, I left at 16 or whatever age, 15, 16, whatever. Doesn't matter. Because even though if you left the streets, I'm pretty sure you came across a wise man with wise words. But fortunately, you know what he likes? He likes to hang out with people that are like trailer trash, as you could call it. I don't mean to put down anybody that lives in trailer and stuff like that, because I know a lot of good people that live in beautiful trailer areas, you know what I'm saying, in RV areas. That, I do. But I'm talking about people with addiction, people that are alcoholics, people that do drugs. That's who he hangs out with, And then, he hangs out with older people and stuff like that. And, like, they know better. When you see their lifestyle, you're like, you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s. You either living like this. 2, you're not going nowhere. You ain't doing nothing better for yourself. He likes hanging out with people like that. And then not only that, when he met me, I've had social media. I've never had a problem. I don't lust on anybody. I was married to him. You know what I'm saying? I was with him. Have I posted him? Yeah, he's in somewhere in the mixture of my photos, somewhere in there. If you go to my photos, you know what I'm saying? He's in there, But yeah, I was married to him, He was my man at the time, Did I delete him? No, I did not delete him. He's somewhere in there. Okay? Then during our marriage and after, during our separation, he has his social media. He kept that shit private. He did a lot of stuff behind my back, privately. Okay? Mad females. Because he's a mobile mechanic, yes. Because mobile mechanics talk shit. And then he was one of those. He's not money hungry. You can't tell me he's money hungry, because if he was money hungry, he would take every cause. He didn't take every cause. Maybe now he is with this new chick, you know what I'm saying? He's got to show how he's great and everything. But since day one, during our marriage, all these accusations, you know, him telling me what I'm doing wrong, he was doing it. He was with other females out there in Orlando. But you actually think he's going to tell his mother and sister, oh, I'm cheating on my wife? Oh, I'm seeing another chick while I'm married? You actually, and I'm pretty sure, you know, they probably met her during the time of our separation, or he was with her during the time of our separation, or she was, you know, at the same time dealing with two different men at the same time while with him and another man. Because that happens nowadays, okay? You know, because nowadays females got to be like, you know, who am I gonna pick, you know? No. This one, I fell in love with a piece of shit, that's for sure. And then the fact that, you know, I fell in love with the family and everything, and I was very sincere, and how I actually was genuine, hands down, considered my sister-in-law as a good friend, where people used to tell me, yo, be careful with them, or be careful with her, she's a two-face. Yeah, she's a backstabber, she's gonna backstab you. So yeah, so like I was saying, yeah, she's a backstabber. Because it kind of cut off. Anyhow, you know, people were looking out for me, you know, and especially those that know them and that know her. And it's so funny. And that knows him as well. Like, yo, he's not for you. Yo, he's lying. Yo, he's doing this. Yo, you know, he's an addict. Yo, I saw him, you know, picking up some pills. Yo, I saw him at this spot. Yo, you know what's that? To hear all that shit going on, and I'm reflecting in memories of stuff that was being told to me. I got receipts. I got screenshots. Okay? And then especially for someone to post drugs, yeah, who he be with or who he hang out with, yeah, I have receipts for your information. Mugshots receipts, okay, for your information. All right? And then you guys want to talk about how, you know, y'all loved me. Y'all don't love me. Y'all backstabbers. Okay? Y'all didn't care. My daughter. Y'all don't care for my daughter, her well-being. So me keeping away, no, it's not about keeping away. It's about her safety, her mental, knowing that you guys don't look for her. You guys have my number, you know, but then you guys want to stop. Why? Why is that? What is there to hide? What is there to hide? Explain that to me. That you know that you have a piece of shit son, a piece of shit brother, because that's what he is. Get that straight. And then you guys want to continue supporting his bad habit, his bad behavior, and then, you know, he never has any money, and when he does, he go blow it up. He blows it up. He forgets about paying bills. That's what he does. Not forget. He doesn't want to pay bills. He wants somebody else to pay his shit. He's inconsistent, unreliable, you know. But right now, you know, he's got to paint a beautiful picture that he's reliable. He's a man. No, he's a piece of shit. That's what he is. He's a bitch. Yeah. And go ahead, share this with him, because he know what he did to me. He's a backstabber. You all backstabbers. Betrayal. And my daughter, she comes first. And I just want to let you know, yeah, you ain't going to play with her feelings and manipulate the whole fucking words. Fuck that. And that's what's up. Patio Talk. And that's what I got to say. Okay? And look for more, because I'm going to continue sharing. All right?